Okay, that should also be fixed now. That should also be fixed now. Okay, that's actually pretty scary. That's actually pretty scary. I was doing fine until upgrading the new Windows update, but it ended up ruining my PC. It crashes all the time. It's super annoying. I wasn't even surprised when Streamlabs crashed. Anyways, exactly, Norse. Exactly. That's a really good point. But for now, let's focus on the game. We see Munchies on blue and MCM on red. MCM played that Ugurn early and put that consume on it so it wouldn't be damaged and destroyed. So that's a pretty good one from Munchies. Deleted all that drones. Okay, welcome. We just had a crashing issue, but I hope it's fine now. I hope it's fine now. So let's see. It's a shame that we don't see leader charges. It's a shame that my stream just crashed for absolutely no reason. But anyways, so there is a Madoc in this Shiro deck, which is interesting. Let's see what Munchies does. So the point difference is here 13 points, and she passes at 6 cards, which makes sense because I don't know how she stays in this round anymore. And we are moving into next round. There is a Pugo Bomb Breaker in MCM Sand, a pretty good card considering that he has little charges left. Probably like 5 little charges. I couldn't count since Streamlabs crashed in the middle of stream, but I hope that I'm correct. I hope that I am correct. I might also just reboot my computer and put it on Windows 10, if I'm being honest. This looks like trouble. Anyways, let's move on. That Knickers is in hand, and that's not something you want, and gets that Yennefer for extra swarm value, and starts with a squirrel to banish that Madoc, which is kinda deadly for Munchies here. Definitely not something you would want if you are Munchies here. Getting rid of that Madoc was insanely great for MCM, as we see that Tris Butterflies being played and not great options, but yeah, that can end up being 4 points and prevents that predatory dive value even if there is not any pred dive in MCM Sand. Friendly game in Gwent. Sadly that will be a scam because I will end the stream after the casting. But we can do it the next time. We can do it the next time. Moths. I'm sorry. Also, you should try moths instead of moths. So yeah, that one was used on squirrel now. And also delete some of that drones with leader charge. So 2 leader charges left for Munchies if I'm not mistaken. And as we move on to MCM, he plays 1 leader charge. I guess it's time for... He either is setting up Pugo or maybe Yennefer, maybe this. Yeah, he goes for the Yennefer and gets so much value out of it. So much value out of it. Point difference here is 15 points when you consider the bleeding. So Munchies, that's a great Shiro for Munchies actually. That's incredible. She will delete her own drones too, but it's still gonna find so much value with Shiro, and also uses that leader charges to get that squirrel into that Shiro range. And if Proculon Sentinel gets that was a clear board wipe. Really well done, Munchies. The point gap was huge, but she just managed to get out with only 1 card, which was Shiro, and used all leader here just to catch up. Now you might think that, oh, she has a Sasuke, that Sasuke should be great, but there is only 3 bronze units in this deck. So Saskia is actually not there for extra value. As we move on to MCM, and all of these cards are interesting. I would say the most effective is Circle of Life. Goes for the sports on that Tourist Telekinesis. That still plays for 3 points, but that was a bit strange. I cannot lie. I can see that if MCM doesn't commit anything important here, he will not stay ahead in this round, so we are likely to see Munchies. Actually, wait, Munchies lost on even first round, yes. So Munchies is not likely to be a card down in next round, but I'm interested to see what MCM does here, because I believe he also used full leader for that Yennefer of Wengerberg. And MCM says that he is out of this round. Now, interesting choices for Munchies here. This Saskia is really weird, I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. I would say that you mulligan Dwarf and Dryad back into the deck, because you want to pull them from Saskia and get a Circle of Life. This is an ideal hand, I would say, because Saskia is gonna pull 3 units. You can call the third one with Call of the Forest, and actually you have option of Fawe with Call of Forest. So this hand is actually looking pretty solid for Munchies, and MCM finds that Kikimor Queen alongside Arakas Behemoth, Vispus, and Pugo Boombreaker. So I can also say that he is in a really good hand state. I believe this is also Gascon Iron something. Well, that Saskia will trigger only twice anyway, so she has no rush to play, since she knows that there is an option for Pred Dive in opponent's hand. So she didn't want to play that Saskia right away, and she made the right call, I would definitely say. Also, we see that drone for MCM to get that maximum swarming value. Now, this is going to be interesting. I believe this is the turn where you play Saskia. To set that Saskia down, she will trigger 3 times more, and you can get that Dwarf Berserker and Cat Witcher also out, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, depending on when you play them, this is going to be great. I would assume that she plays the right Matron now, or yes. Is there a Glasty in the Storm deck? That should be. No, there is not a Glasty Warp, because these drone cards are not staying at the same value. They are never going to be at 1 point. They are made for Thrive, not Glasty Warp, so it doesn't make much sense to have Glasty in this deck. Also, that Kikomor Queen in a full row is going to be really interesting. Really interesting, as we see Munchies putting her scroll on Salve something. I don't even know what this card does. While in your graveyard, remove a counter whenever you play a special card. When the counter reaches zero, I think that's fine. And that Cat Witcher gets out. That's a pretty good pull, considering that she could also pull a Dwarf Berserker, but this is just making way more points now. Now, also, the extra tribe on Kikumor Queen will not trigger the ability 2 times, because it's not this card's tribe, so it doesn't matter if it gets point or not. The whole row effect will not repeat again if that tribe of Kikimor Queen triggers. Also, hi Baroness, great to see you. Great to see you, how are you doing? And that Necker Warrior is going to play for a decent amount of points, considering that the tribe on this row. Now, this is going to be a really interesting game. Munchies would definitely want to kill that Kikimor Queen, but sadly there is no direct way to do it. You can go for Nature's Rebuke through Fawe and then Forest Protector somehow, but that's still going to find so much value while you do that. Relaxing David, it's been a very stressful week. First of all, I'm really sorry to hear that it was a stressful week. I can definitely relate, and I hope it's all well now, and it's great to see you. For me, I'm doing fine. I'm getting something to cast every day, and something that I liked. Overworked and underpaid. I mean, Kai works so much, and I can see that he can be really frustrated about that. As we see that Oneromancy probably into Yigan for a 14-point Ozral alongside that drive value on the front row. Now, I believe MCM wins this game. This Force Protector is likely to kill that Kikimor Queen with Circle of Life for extra carryover on that Cat Witcher 2, and that Dwarf Berserker will also be pulled out. But I believe MCM has it here. Oh, actually, this is a bit sad for Munchies here because this bandit has dwarf deck, so the last dwarf in the deck didn't pull out. And actually MCM wins by close points here. It's not far. That was a fairly close game. Only 6 points difference when you consider that Kikimor Queen triggering so many times. I can say that Munchies played really well, but it was still so much. And right now it's 1-0 for MCM, and hopefully we will have the leader abilities and names next game, so we will not have to guess what we are watching. Yeah, Matrinus without sentries definitely feel weird. At least there was some Cat Witchers to get some extra value on them, but it was the point gap. I really assumed that point gap would be huge considering that opponent played Kikimor Queen, but Munchies still somehow catched up, but it wasn't enough, sadly. It's 1-0 for MCM currently. Manue, welcome. 60 to 80 hours a week. That's just so much. I really wish you so much luck. And we do not have any visual box for this game, so it should be fun to see. Also, that Shiro was incredible. It wasn't game winning since that was actually a bleed from MCM, but that was glorious to watch. Now MCM takes, what is this deck? Also, this is the Phoenix Swarm deck. If I'm being honest, it's a really draw dependent deck, so Munchies can reverse sweep here, because this deck is just gonna be hell for MCM, but he might as well end up doing fine with this list, because when you do what you want to do, it's gonna be so hard for Munchies. As we see that Defender being played, it's not a surprise. Abaya is like Radea is likely to be played on the front row to get that other wish unit, and there is no Sienna in this deck. I would assume some Sienna for double Radea, but there is no Sienna. So Radea gets 2 more that wish alongside Abaya. You get at least 4. Okay, this is going to be really interesting, but the hand doesn't allow to do that because MCM doesn't have Araka's Queen and Phoenix at the same time, so he's basically not going to be able to swarm. And decides to purify that Saskia, but his Defender also got purified. I mean, wants to lock that Saskia, and that's definitely understandable, but there is not much engines from Saskia anyways, only 3 bronze units. And I don't even know how this Saskia is triggering, if I'm being honest. Apparently there is 10 different primary categories in this deck. Defender isn't defending much. I mean, yeah, there is no Araka's Queen and the Phoenix at the same time, so this is not looking great anyways. And I believe this was a Medoc from hand, which probably doesn't feel great for Munchies, and that Parasite instantly getting rid of that Saskia. Apparently Saskia was really scary for MCM here. Since there is no Saskia, Munchies doesn't mind playing Dwarf Berserker right away, since the statuses on units doesn't matter anymore when you don't have Saskia. And we also see that lock on Medoc. I don't think Munchies is happy with all this control happening against her, and I believe this is Tris something. What is this Tris called as? This is Tris Telekinesis. And finds 3 different bombs, but when you don't have Medoc, it doesn't really matter. But that was a 5-point bomb. I wouldn't call that really bad. And this is just a 6-point Elder Beer with absolutely no ability. Interesting card to see. And that making a bomb is gonna play for a decent 4 points. Maybe there could be a Saskia, but that gets Munchies just ahead. Not Saskia. Maybe there could be a Milva in the stack to get value from that kind of cards, but we don't see that much control in this tournament. And also Idaran is on the field right now, but there is no option for him to swarm. I really wonder how he will manage this. I mean, what's the upside of doing this turn? Will be interested to see. Now Munchies definitely has to win this round. If she wins it, she wins the game, if I'm being honest. Maybe could use a leader charge to stay ahead in this current state, but if I'm being honest, she can just pass and hope that she will not hit that armor, because if she does that, that's the way she wins, right? Because when your opponent gets to do what they want to do in second round, round 3 is going to be hell for you, but she doesn't want to take that armor risk and plays the nature card, and now she is ahead and won the first round. That leader charge save from Munchies can end up being fatal for her. Let's hope that doesn't happen. There is also a Bone Talisman in this deck, since you will have 5000 Phoenixes on board. Gets rid of that Spores, finds a Drowner, and mulligans that Bone Talisman since no Swarm took place, and still doesn't have Phoenix and Araka's Queen at the same time. Didn't find any of them. These draws are definitely not looking good for MCM. He is probably not happy, but let's see. Gascon is in hand for Munchies and finds, I mean, can you give armor to this? I think that you couldn't, so Munchies goes for the Dwarf instead and puts that 2 armor on Fawed. That is definitely going to be game winning, as we see Drowner onto that Iron Falcon Troubadour or something like that. I actually know the card's name. I actually know this card's name. I wasn't expecting that from myself. Well, let's move on. Circle of Life finding a really decent value here, but maybe she could go for the Drowner instead of the other card. Erdem Ego peeking. I mean, how could it not? I knew the name of Iron Falcon Troubadour. There's also a more within this, like another card that we see often, and that Medoc value is actually existing this turn, which was a shame that it didn't happen previous turn. Now, what is a good Royal Decree target here? Maybe, I mean, the only deathwish unit you have in this deck is Araka's Queen, so Radea is likely to go on the back row to find stratagem value instead of this. Really curious to see how this will go. That that was also just a 6 point more would slam, if I'm not mistaken. 648 is not what you were hoping for when you built the stack and added it in deck building. What am I drinking? This is just water. Normal water. And she passes. She is aware of that. MCM couldn't set up anything, so she says, okay, I don't care, and gets out. The bottom of glass is blue. It's because I mean the glass itself has blue color on it, so it shows inside as blue, but it's actually just water. So finds a squirrel. I mean Wonderan, so that squirrel might get rid of that Merak again to reduce the bomb value, but he doesn't do that for some reason that I struggle to understand. There is also a verification with absolutely no location right now. Now, if he wants to get value of that verification, he will need to play Vial of Forbidden Knowledge, and that prevents him from playing Arakas Queen and all that, but it doesn't matter anyways because he wasn't gonna swarm anything. But still goes for the Arakas Queen actually. Also, yeah. There is a Rodea, so actually no. I am so confused by everything. Now we will see what MCM is thinking in a second. We also see that making a bomb on Rodea to get that maximum value, and that Madoc is out. This is what I believe is Oneiromancy for that Rodea swarm for this 8-point body. Not for anything else, just an 8-point body, and actually that should be enough points in this case. And this is an artifact, so it can be transformed into a bear for 10 points, so this verification is basically playing for 6 right now. As we see Fawa into Call of Forest and goes for the Dryad Matron. We are not gonna see Shiro in this game, I would assume, but I might be mistaken. That 8-point body is making so much things for MCM here, and he just gets to 45 points in 3 turns. Technically 50 points, like it's nothing. Definitely reasonable, definitely understandable, nothing weird about it. And we see the other Dryad Metron being played for that double engine value. Now they will generate 2 points together each round, which will end up being 6 in total. And that Chimera for extra value on that drone. That's, I would say this is looking alright for MCM as long as Munchies doesn't manage to get a insane Shiro somehow, but that's also hard to make because Shiro is at 3 points in deck when you play him through what even he is. He's an elf. So this is the Force Protector, I would believe. So Shiro's gonna be 5 points, the only card. So you play Leader Charges into this, get this to 5. So you delete 10 points. It's not gonna be enough. It is definitely not gonna be enough for Munchies here, I would say. So let's see. One, you ping this once, you ping this once, then you play the Broculon Sentinel on Radea, then you get 5, 10, 15 points Shiro. With the base power it's 20 points. Then you get 2 points Sentinel, which will make it 22, and you did 3 damage, which will make it 25. So Munchies will be short of 5 points here, but she doesn't do the play I just talked about. So wait, does she? No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. So I believe that it's Am I missing something? Well, GG to MCM, and congrats, Munchies is sadly out. I mean, that Shiro was never gonna be enough. Doesn't matter how you calculate that, and doesn't matter how you do it. The best potential for that Shiro was 25 points, and she needed 30 points at that state, so that was never gonna be enough. But MCM gets through and gets to the next round against, let's see who he is playing against. I actually don't know how to check. It should be on challenge, but I really don't know how to check. I forgot that is going to be 5. Yeah, don't worry about it. So I did the math while you were playing, so the maximum points you could get was 25 points, and it was still not gonna be enough, so you don't need to worry about it. You do not need to worry about it. So let's see, let me open the creator dashboard. But I mean, you played really well. That Shiro deck is just a menace to society. It was not well played. I mean, it's hard to play that deck well anyway, so don't go hard on yourself. So at least you saved yourself from playing against a pro player in next turn. In Nomine Satanas, definitely waiting there like a tyrant. But you really managed well. That Shiro, as I said, was never gonna be enough. Doesn't matter how perfectly you played, you were still gonna be short by 5 points. So you don't need to mind that. Yes, I can definitely relate. Shiro is an annoying card to play against, an annoying card to play yourself. So it was definitely unlucky for you, but well, I mean, you made it. You made this so far. Basically, you are in the best 4, 5, 6, 8. You are in the best 8, top 8. So this is actually pretty great. Yeah, you really did amazing. Also, Norse, you don't need to look because I'm gonna end the stream like in 1 minute. Should I bled more round 2? I mean, it's hard to manage the runs in a meme deck, and your opponent had. Yes, you in first game you definitely played well. Your opponent's deck was Kikimor Queen, and they found so much value out of it. So it was really hard for you to catch up, and you played well, and it was just 5 points in second game. The only thing that could go different was Shiro could get some more points, but it was still not going to be enough. There was 30 points difference, and your Shiro was going to play for 25. So there is no reason to worry about it. It was pretty fun to see. Actually, not even 25. You were going to make 20 points, considering the fact that you had a 5 on board yourself. So yeah, but GG, I mean, you did really well and got so far in the tournament, and it was definitely fun to watch. So congrats to both sides. I am straight gonna end the stream. Rabbit is playing Ulcroy's game. Go watch Rabbit and go buy Ulcroy's game and play Ulcroy's game, because it's definitely not a rageful deck. It's definitely healthy for your mental health. You're definitely not gonna punch your monitor. It's not that kind of game. It's a really well made deck from not deck. Really well made game jumping game from Ulcroy. So let's go raid Rabbit and see you all really soon. And again, congrats to MCM and Munchies for going so far. It was a pleasure to cast your games, Munchies. And have a good night, everyone. See you all.